very good afternoon to all, and a warm welcome to a much-awaited Research Excellence Award ceremony, this one being fourth in a row to recognize the extraordinary talent and commitment demonstrated by all. On behalf of the DTU fraternity, I extend our most cordial welcome to all the dignitaries on the dais. The chief guest for the evening, our Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir Professor Yogesh Singh, for his dynamic leadership and providing a thought-provoking environment by bringing in these research awards. May I request our Dean IRD Sir Professor Ashutosh Trivedi to give a floral welcome to our Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir. Other dignitaries on the dais are Professor Ashutosh Trivedi, Dean IRD, Professor S.C. Sharma, Dean Academics PG, Professor Madhusudan Singh, Dean Academics UG, Professor Shamsher, Registrar Sir, and Dr. Ruchika Malhotra, Associate Dean IRD. We thank you all for your graceful presence on this occasion. Research is a formalized curiosity. Research is a blind date with knowledge. Research can be undertaken in any kind of environment as long as you have the interest. It's believed that true education fosters the ability to be interested in something. Research helps us to become lifelong learners. A researcher never fails. He just finds 1,000 ways that won't work. Research discovers and evaluates new knowledge, ideas, and technologies essential in driving the future of society and humanity. Without research, a relevant and modern curriculum does not exist. The Research Excellence Award is an inspirational initiative taken by our Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir in 2018, which now happens annually, and it has created a healthy competitive environment amongst the researchers. The event truly showcases the commitment that all the faculties and students have shown towards research. This year was indeed a very busy and a very different year for all of us. Everyone worked really hard towards the paper publication process, since due to COVID pandemic, the status of the paper on the journal portals had not undergone review for quite a long, and many a times came back even without undergoing a review process. But whatever said and done, our faculties and students did a splendid work with a total of 191 papers this year. So a big round of applause for all the efforts put in by each one of us present here. Professor Ashutosh Trivedi, Dean IRD, and a professor in the Department of Civil Engineering, is on the editorial board of various eminent scholarly international journals. He has supervised a number of PhD scholars along with prestigious consultancy and research projects. He also has 2 patents to his credit in the national phase and 2 PCTs at the World Intellectual Property Organization. May I now request our high-spirited Dean IRD Sir to welcome one and all present here.
Honorable Vice Chancellor of Delhi Technological University, Professor Yogesh Singh, who is the main or inspirational vehicle for initiation of this research award 4 years back. Professor Shamsher, Dean Continuing Education, Professor Madhusudan Singh, who is Dean Academic, Professor S.C. Sharma, Dean Postgraduate and Research, Dr. Ruchika Malhotra, who is Associate Dean of Research and Development, who all are instrumental in contributing towards this Excellence Award to become an award of such a quality to which you all have decided to contribute and to substantiate by your work, which is still coming to greater heights. So all of you deserve a great compliment, along with our Honorable Vice Chancellor. We all understand that one of my colleagues was a couple of days ago saying that research is a passion. And the passion can take you to two directions. There is a duality in the passion itself. The passion remains the passion that can become the obsession, the passion that can lead you to a purification. So the aim of the research is to move towards a kind of purification which can lead us to a greater heights in the pedestal of academia. The greater heights to the pedestal of academia is definitely delivery of knowledge to our students. So on the top of it, there must be the delivery of knowledge. If at all we don't suffice to it, our research may not stand with a greater credibility that we are right now seeking towards, and greater attainments that is now we are proceeding for. Now, I would like to highlight, with the permission of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, some of the issues that came up while we were shortlisting the applications for the research award. And this research award has been facing certain cycles of evolution. That was in the beginning what we conceived. In subsequent years, we faced certain difficulties. And after facing these difficulties, how we have improved upon it, this must go into the mind of faculty so that they may not find it difficult to select good journals and to contribute in that direction. First of all, we had the basic principle should never be forgotten. This research award was conceived with a strong notion in the mind that there has to be certain categories of the research to which we will contribute. Number one was the Outstanding Research Award, to which we kept those journals where it is really very difficult, and past couple of years we could not reach still with single contribution. However, it is no way decides that our contributions are less than anyone else in the world. Second category was for the Premier Research Award. In this research award, we had listed certain societies. These societies were not evolved in a day, or we have picked up by certain whims and fancies. These societies have a history of 200 years, 100 or 200 years. Or some of the societies have got history of 400 years. So these societies were kept in category 2 of the Premier Research Award. Some of the societies, we had a basic principle in our mind that how we have to pick up those societies who are performing so well in the and they have tested the time. So how we have to pick up those societies? This was, of course, one was that they stand firmly the sand of time. At the same time, they must not change their editorial policy or a vector in the direction of business. So the research cannot be the business. Research has got, I have very clearly stated in the beginning, it must move towards certain degree of purification in the individual. And if any kind of journal that practices the research as a business, like they are taking charges, APC, that is, we call it article processing charges, they may not be treated to be as great as we have kept in the list of the journals which are suitable for the award. And in this process, Macmillan, when it switched to some payment basis, we have to say, sorry, right now, in these circumstances, when they are charging certain amount of money for publishing a paper, we may not take into it as a greater kind of message for the people. So second category of award, one of the societies in past couple of years that changed its policies. And any society or any, we can call, if the editorial policies are not consistent with our particular message that we want to give it through the research awards, we shall not consider it into the consequent years. In that, there was IMechE, which stood to, it is around a society that evolved around 1830 to 1850. So suddenly, in 2015 and 16, it changed its editorial policy and switched to a business house. Now what we can do? We have either to change our policy or go by, that is what it has done, or alternatively, we stand by the same moral principle that we had picked up in the beginning. So our Vice Chancellor was on very strong side in this to take a decision on it. He took a call and approved that. Of course, we should go by the principle which we have paved so far in the direction of a greater message to the people for the standards. And in this message, we could not consider it for the awards in past 2 years. A couple of more societies which could not maintain this kind of consistency in the Commendable Research Award, like Springer and Elsevier, their platform is such that it was consistent way back. But some of the societies are trying to enter into those kind of editorial policy or publication policies. In those circumstances, because our stand was that we have to stand by the firm principle and what kind of a message we want to give it to the people, we had to say, very sadly we had to say no to those publications for the consideration of award. Alternatively, what we would have done it, we would have changed our policies. So in this particular framework, couple of societies like Indian Academy of Sciences, it was one of the society that was formed by very honorable C.V. Ramanji, and it stands to not only that this society is there, it was a great conflict in my mind, what should I request our Vice Chancellor. This was a great society which has paved the way for the great science in India, and we still honor C.V. Raman with one of the greatest and highest pedestal in our life. Anybody who is in the part of the academia, who is dealing with the physics, chemistry or engineering or research, he treats him to be at par with one of the greatest people who have ever born in this land. Not only because of the fact that he was not having such qualitative instruments. Right now we have got, and that kind of Nobel Prize evolved from the land with little or bare number of instruments. So he was fundamentally not only very strong, he was such a great person. And some society that was initiated by Sir C.V. Raman, it was very difficult to say no. But then some of the journals that came, I would like to congratulate and compliment those persons also, though we have not included it in the award, and all of us stand in salute to that we don't say that it is not of the order or standard of us, but it is still stands very high in our eyes. Now, there are certain more societies who faced this kind of consequences. One among them was IET. IET also changed its policy for a platform that was not consistent with the policy of publication and editorial, as per recognized by our own draft guidelines and regulations. So these policies were giving conflict of perception even with our very learned deans, faculty members who are professors and heads. So it was my duty to please clarify that, of course, I clarified it with them in private, but I have also to clarify it to the august gathering of the professors, faculty members, researchers, that what makes it difficult not to go by the law or the regulation that we have passed, and if we have to switch, our honesty shall come at question, and what we treat it to be of highest value. So this issue was raised by a couple of very senior professors of our university in the previous years also, and this year also it came to the issue. So number of conflict points, because of very large number of journals, very high impact factor, many sources are right now indexing the journals, it is very difficult to find out what kind of difficulties that can come next year when we are going to institute an award. So awards, any kind of award, even if you are going to give an award A, B, C, or O+, it is always subject to certain kind of controversies that are based upon the perception of that individual who is talking about that award, the recipients and those people who have proposed it. Because what we have done it, we have parameterized it, and we have to follow those parameters. So there are certain issues that are degenerated into the mind, and I received very long mails from those people who could not qualify for the award. And I would assure you that we are definitely on your side. While we take a decision, don't think that your Vice Chancellor or the committee was not for you, it was for the guidelines. Be sure about it and take a call on it, that how these societies have in between changed their policies. So with these words and certain words of clarification, I thank you all, I compliment you all for this great award for which you have all collected in this audience. Thank you very much.